As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and love for my nation, with a vision of transforming India into a developed nation, I'm joining Shobhit University. What about you?
Very good morning to all the participants from India and abroad. Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Meerut, deemed to be university, and it's a Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies extend greetings to all the participants from India and abroad who are attending today's national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat in Agriculture. This webinar is being hosted on every Thursday at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Today is 27th October 2022 and it is 99th edition. The topic is innovation for waste to wealth. It's a very important topic. On behalf of the Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the faculty members of the university, and on my behalf, and as Professor Emeritus and the Chairman of the Centers of Excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Applications, Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Applications, and Center for Health Informatics and Computing. Let me welcome today's guest speaker to deliver the talk in the 99th edition of this national webinar series, an academician, a researcher, and a corporator, Dr. D.B.R. Prakash Rao. He is the president of National Academy of Veterinary Sciences, India, and former international consultant, UNIDO. I wish to inform the participants and the guest speaker that the university regularly conducts two webinar series, namely National Webinar Series on Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat in Agriculture, on every Thursday, and International Webinar Series on Open Source Digital Technologies towards Self-Reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, on every Saturday. For the benefits of the participants and the guest speakers so far, under this webinar series, the university has organized 98 webinars of very important topic relevant for today's issue at the grassroots level. I would like to quote only the titles for the benefits of the participants and the guest speaker. Role of agriculture cooperative societies and e-governance. We have 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative societies, 22,000 primary fisher cooperative societies, and about 1.5 lakh dairy cooperative societies. Blockchain-based fishery value chain, self-contained village, a felt need of the day. Spices informatics network value chain, lantana camera, a camouflaged treasure trove. Smart hill agriculture, a digitalized hill agriculture value system. Mera mobile, Mera marketing. Integrated mariculture, aquaponics, and precision agriculture. In short, MAPA biofarms for income revolution. Smart tribal agriculture, optimizing value chains. Digital agri-tech and industry perspective. Land resources information system in India, present and road ahead. Weather decision technologies for increasing farm income. Big data in smart farming. Sustainable soil and land management for climate smart agriculture. Understanding market dynamics for increasing farm income. Role of technologies in mitigating crop risk. How to generate additional profit via simple, attractive approaches in farm produce. Adoption of flexi rubber check dam technology, potential benefit for farmers in rain-fed and coastal agro ecosystems. Realizing the economic benefits of agroforestry. Octosol, organic humic solutions for increasing crop yields and quality while increasing farm income and improving soil health. Closing the nutrient loop. Phosphorus management in protein farming, improving nutrient use efficiency and farm productivity. Artificial intelligence enabled pest management technology for agricultural crop protection without pesticides. Smart poultry monitoring solutions. agrobiodiversity, intellectual property laws, agriculture and farmers' welfare, and insight into issues for Indian agrarian economy. Manufacture and application of biochar for increased soil fertility and crop productivity. Sustainable integration of livestock with agriculture for farm income increase. Role of geographical indications on improving farmers' income, lessons from Asia Pacific region. Dairy Informatics Network value chain, a dairy tech startup perspective for farmers' income increase. Spices Informatics Network value chain, a turmeric startup perspective for farmers' income increase. Generating sustainable on-farm income through fintech intervention. Nutrition sensitive agriculture, pathway for increasing farmer income, artificial intelligence, and data analytics to ensure optimal nutrition in the soil, harvested food that minimizes human diseases by Dr. Chris Chotropoulos, CEO, Global Opportunities Commercialization from Australia. Bioenergy supply chain, a business opportunity for rural enterprises and farmer produce organization. Tech enabling India's tech-starved farmers for manifold increase in productivity and income. Open insurance ecosystem for agriculture producers, risk management solutions to overcome repercussions on farmers' income, market stability, and food safety. Role of mass media for farmers' income increase, a case study from Green TV. Stack, agriculture stack, open source digital infrastructure for the agriculture ecosystem, a Linux Foundation project. Circular bioeconomy towards resilience, urgent need for redefining raw materials and modified waste management policies and regulations. Agri-tech new horizon in Indian agriculture. Supporting of farmers for marketing will only help doubling of farmers' income by 2022. Rural transformation for farmers' income increase. Case studies from impoverished districts. Mobile-enabled software as a service to solve complex supply chain challenges. A case study from daily orders. Mobile-enabled software as a service to solve complex supply chain. A case study from daily orders. John Deere's journey in India. Integrated precision agriculture solutions. Doubling of income of farmers through eco-agri revolution by Padma Shri Dr. M.H. Mehta, former Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Agriculture University. Bayer's carbon farming initiatives, post-production intervention, maximizing value for farmers. BAIF models of revival of traditional water management systems to enable doubling of farmers' income. Should we adopt farmers' welfare as a new paradigm shift instead of farmers' income? ICT intervention in agriculture challenges and opportunities. Democratizing the future of farming, a global experience by Mr. Keshi Mishra, a global Ashoka fellow. Commercial processing of fodder, the next game changer in dairying. Data-driven agriculture and agri-tech startup perspective. Agribusiness potentials in Moringa. Agriculture income pathway, strengthening links between agriculture activities and nutrition outcome. Cultivating dignity for farmers. Model Village Development Program, a case study from Maharashtra. Market-driven agriculture program, a case study from Maharashtra. And market-driven agriculture, need for development of crop-specific strategies at block level. Farmers collective with value addition, powerful business model for income increase for small and marginal farmers. Lessons from Operation Flood for transforming agriculture and food systems. Sustainable food production. Agriculture marketing in India, defects therein, and remedial measures, if any. Small-scale fisheries and their contribution to rural livelihoods, case studies from developing countries by Dr. P. Selvaraj, Chief General Manager, NABARD. Impacting lives through livelihood promotion and value chain development, case study of Vritti Impact Model. Organic spices cultivation for doubling of farmers' income in northeastern region of India, a value chain analysis. Agriculture exports management, imperatives of integrating with the global value chain at the earliest, by Dr. Parashuram Chakappa Patil, and fellow Nehru Memorial Museum and Library, Government of India. agriculture value chain, challenges and opportunities. Dairy husbandry for food security and national prosperity by Dr. Narayan Hegde, Managing Trustee, Nesar Kopakchar Ashram, and Farmer Managing Trustee, BAIF. Mushroom cultivation, a way towards self-reliance from agriculture waste and providing nutritional food security to the nation. Subhash Palekar Natural Farming, future of farming rooted in Indian tradition. Vision 2025, agriculture and allied sectors viewpoint, doubling income of tribal families through value chain intervention and minor forest producer. A case study on custard apple value chain from Udaipur, Rajasthan. Unnati Agri, internet in farmlands, key for prosperous farmers. Jackfruit informatics network value chain, a needed digital infrastructure for increasing farmers' income. Doubling of farmers' income through integrated agri value chain. Potential role of minor fruits in achieving nutritional and livelihood security by Dr. D.N. Kumar, former Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University. Fisheries Informatics Network Value Chain, a case study from Manja Technologies. Untapped potential for growth, co-create solutions to realize gains for farms, households, and communities. Neem tree, sustainable solution to livelihood, chemical-free, nutritious food, and global warming. One district, one product informatics network value chain, the key to unlocking India's potential of agri-exports. Village e-commerce, challenges, barriers, and potential in rural India. Export promotion of GI tagged agricultural products from India, issues, challenges, and potential. Doubling Indian farmers' income through indigenous cows, issues, challenges, and opportunities and challenges. Livestock insurance ecosystem, a necessity for smallholder farmers in India. Innovative future farming, need for design agriculture. This has been postponed due to non-availability of the guest speaker. Empowering rural farmers by co-creating value-added products and agri-tech entrepreneurs' perspective. Food value chain, issues, challenges, and potential. Animal health industry, quality, innovation, talent, and technology have power to transform. Farm-linked activities and secondary agriculture, empowering small and marginal farmers in India. Harnessing opportunities in rainfed areas, pathway to prosperity by Dr. V.K. Singh, Director, Central Research Institute for Dryland Agriculture. Agri-entrepreneurship development, pathway for farming as a service, agricultural resources information system, and micro-level planning for enhancing farm health, key to achieving the doubling farmers' income by 2022 agenda put forth. Growth and structural transformation in agriculture in India, moving to next level. Fisheries value chain, empowering fisherfolk and allied workers through digitalized fishery input management system. Village level cooperatives, a proven model to elevate farmers from their poverty. Experience sharing on entrepreneurial journey in secondary agriculture. AgroCrade, an AI-powered physical and digital infrastructure enabling digital trade in fruits and vegetables. Today is the 99th edition of the National Webinar Series, which will be addressed by Dr. D.V.R. Prakash Rao, President, National Academy of Veterinary Sciences and former International Consultant Animal Feeds UNIDO, and Chairman Prakash Feeds Mills Private Limited, Chennai, on a very important topic, innovation for waste to wealth. Dear participants, please note the keywords: innovation, waste, agriculture waste, and to be converted into wealth. India is a land of villages. Acharya Vinoba Bhave said, India is largely an agricultural country, Krishi Pradhan Desh, and a country of villages, having more than 6.25 lakhs villages. It provides 50% of India's workforce. It gives employment and contributes about 19% of its GDP. And at present, agricultural livelihoods are being severely impacted world over as a result of anthropogenic global warming and climate change. Climate change has got both the direct and indirect effects on agriculture productivity, including changing rainfall patterns, severe drought, flooding, and changes in the geographical redistribution of pests and diseases. Farmers of India are facing multidimensional problems, namely price fluctuation, debt, lack of infrastructure, and weather. Indian farming community consists of about 14.5 crores operational holders, out of which 85% of the farmers are having small and marginal size holdings. Farmer needs timely, location specific, and personalized information for effective control on their production, risk, and then market their produce to identified market opportunities. According to Christopher Barrett, who teaches applied economics and management at Cornell University, USA, he says in his article there are three forms of hunger encompassing half the world now: deepening poverty over generations, undernourishment, micronutrient deficiencies, and obesity. And also said COVID-19 has exacerbated global hunger, which is also impacted by strife and climate change. Agriculture extensification into forests and wetlands have caused 50% of the zoonotic diseases among human recently. It has been published in Times of India paper on 25th December 2021. Many national level programs, namely Digital India 2015, Make in India 2015, Skill India 2015, Startup India 2015, and Stand Up India 2015 have faced operational difficulties for its impacted farm level and farmer level, and that too at small and marginal farmers. But under Make in India program, now the drone technology based applications are finding lot of applications for small and marginal farms. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi at the 7th Governing Council meeting of Niti Aayog, which was held on 7th August 2022 in New Delhi, he said in his opening address, I quote, he stressed the need to focus on modernized agriculture, modernized animal husbandry, and modernized food processing to become self-sufficient and global leader in the agriculture. And in his closing remarks, he said, I quote, each state should focus on promoting trade, tourism, and technology via every Indian mission around the world. The states must focus on reducing imports, increasing exports, and identifying opportunities thereof. I would like to quote for today's webinar the recommendations from the Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 report 2018. I have been closely associated with these volumes as subgroup leader for volume 11 and volume 12b. Volume 11 talks about empowering the farmers through extension and knowledge and ICT. And volume 12b exclusively talks on digital technology in agriculture. This suggests 7 mission mode programs, taking into consideration the day digital technology has been introduced in the district level in 1987 up to 2016. I was closely associated with this journey, this period from 1987 to 2016 when this task force was set up. It talks about 7 mission mode programs, very important for the benefits of the participants. Number 1, digitalized agriculture. This talks about digital technology and innovation in agriculture, synergization of Digital India, Make in India, Skill India, Startup India, and programs for transformational reforms in agriculture sector through smart irrigated farming, smart rainfed farming, and smart tribal farming, digitalized agromet advisories, and agricultural risk management solution, paving the way for open agricultural information insurance, risk management solutions, digitalized agricultural resources information system and micro level planning for achieving smart village and smart farming, digitalized value chain for about 400 agriculture commodities, digitalized access to inputs, technology, knowledge, skill, agricultural finance, credit, marketing, and agriculture management to farmers. Digitalized integrated land and water management systems, per drop more crop. And finally, digitalized farm health management for reduction of farmers' loss. This talks about integrated human health, plant health, animal health, soil health, water health, fish health, and environmental health. This itself is a $1 trillion data economy to the days in the days to come. And this committee talks that is popularly known as Dr. Ashok Dalwai Committee. It also recommends the need for development of network of cooperative societies and automation of each cooperative society, e-cooperatives, to facilitate governance and operational efficiency in the cooperative structure, which is good for rural India. Atmanirbhar Bharat, it is the vision of Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, of making India a self-reliant nation rested on 5 I's: inclusion, investment, intent, infrastructure, and innovation. Based on 5 pillars: quantum jump in economy, infrastructure, one that represents modern India; systems, 21st century technology driven, vibrant demography; demand whereby the strength of our demand and supply chain should be utilized to the full capacity. And in the third tranche of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, the government has provided 1.5 lakh crore as a booster, 1.5 lakh crores, which included 1 lakh crore for strengthening agricultural cooperative societies, farmer produce organization, and startups for boosting farm gate infrastructure. 10,000 crores for formalization of micro food enterprises and following cluster-based farming approach. 20,000 crores for Prime Minister's Matsya Sambada Yojana to pave way for additional fish production of 70 lakhs tons over 5 years. 13,000 crores to achieve 100% vaccination of cattle, buffaloes, sheep, goats, and pigs. And 15,000 crores for animal husbandry infrastructure. And 4,000 crores for promotion of herbal cultivation to cover 10 lakh hectare under herbal cultivation in 2 years, and 500 crores for beekeeping initiative. And we have Amrit Kaal strategic plan to take India, new India, when we reach 2047. It has got a blueprint for Amrit Kaal and also have a big blueprint for PM Kadi Shakti, under which government has launched national logistic policy, which includes development of unified logistic interface platform, so that to help different government and private agencies such as shippers, service providers, enabling information exchange on a real-time basis in a confidential manner. I also would like to quote Prime Minister's historical speech on 15th August 2022, 76th Independence Day. He named 5 pillars for India's development, 5 pledges for 2047. He called it Panch Prans of Amrit Kaal. Goal of developed India: remove any trace of colonial mindset, take pride in our roots, unity, sense of duty among the citizens. We have 17 goals, sustainable development goals, and we have to achieve 169 targets for the future we want. Innovation for waste to wealth is today's topic. Under this webinar series, the university has organized 6 webinars on the related topics: integrated mariculture, aquaponics, and precision agriculture. In short, MAPA biofarms. For Income Revolution by Prakash, Samuel Jnana Prakash, head of the department, Center for Marine Sciences and Technology, Manoormaniam Sundarnar University. Bioenergy supply chain, a business opportunity for rural enterprises and farmer produce organization. Circular bioeconomy towards resilience, urgent need for redefining raw materials and modified waste management policies and regulations. Mushroom cultivation, a way towards self-reliance for agriculture waste and providing nutritional food security to the nation. Farm-linked activities and secondary agriculture, empowering small and marginal farmers in India by Dr. Mahantesh Patil, ex-professor of University of Agricultural Science, Raichur. Experience sharing on entrepreneurial journey in secondary agriculture. Dr. Siddharth Arora is a startup at IIT Roorkee. Waste to Vision Milk of Government of India. After the milestones achieved through the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Prime Minister's Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council aimed to establish Waste to Wealth Authority that will employ latest technologies across states to address the problem of waste generation and create socio-economic solutions for the nation. In continuation to Swachh Bharat mission objective, the Waste to Wealth mission has deployed a decentralized waste processing technology park. The Waste to Wealth mission has deployed a decentralized waste processing technology park, and it is very relevant for today's topic. India has projected to surpass China as the world's most populous country by 2027. And by 2050, India's urban population will nearly double to reach 814 million. Waste generation in urban areas of India will be 0.7 kg per person per day in 2025, approximately 4 to 6 times higher than in 1999. According to the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, India currently generates 62 million tons of waste, both recyclable, cyclable and non-recyclable every year, with an average annual growth rate of 4%. Solid waste, plastic waste, and e-waste are the principal waste materials. Though rapid urbanization presents a humongous challenge, with the right policy framework and action, this challenge can be turned into a global opportunity. The scale of opportunity may be caused by the fact that India has the potential to generate 3 gigawatts of electricity from waste by 2050. Keeping the potential waste management in consideration, and the Waste to Wealth mission of the Prime Minister's Scientific Council aimed to identify, develop, and deploy technology to treat waste to generate energy, recycle materials, and extract resources of value. The use of emerging technologies such as automatic waste segregation, gasifier, and pyrolysis units demonstrates a method to manage waste in India. The way forward must include practices that generate a circular economy in the waste management sector. Waste to Wealth mission is one of the 9 scientific missions of the Prime Minister's Science, Technology, Innovation Councils. Small Scale Industries Development Bank of India has launched a Waste to Wealth creation program for women in the Sundarbans in West Bengal. In this, the women will make ornaments and showpieces from the fish scales. The Small Industries Development Bank of India will extend benefits to 50 women, indirectly generating revenues from alternate livelihoods is an example. The weight of waste in India, the need for one nation, one policy. This also is one of the talk. The weight of waste in India. India has a serious garbage problem. The need of the hour is to start segregating waste, as if we ignore it further, then our country will soon drown in its own garbage. Red bin, green bin, and blue bin. And only 1% of the waste in Sweden ends up in landfills. Source segregation is the main strategy behind this. Majority of the households separate the waste to various categories. Sweden has justified garbage is gold by generating energy from its waste and has significantly reduced its carbon emission. There are enough examples globally where such types of landfills are generating electricity and gas for the city. Seoul in South Korea is the best example to replicate. Coming to India, India generates about 350 million tons of agriculture waste every year. This is the estimate given by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. This waste can generate, that is 350 million tons of agriculture waste, can generate 18,000 megawatt of power every year, apart from generating green fertilizer for use in agriculture. Generally, about 1.3 billion tons of food products for human consumption get wasted or lost every year, and about one third of biodegradable municipal solid waste mainly comprises of domestic kitchen waste generated from households. This in turn generates obnoxious gases and greenhouse gases besides foul odor around the landfill sites. Taking a simple crop of potato, for example, a total world potato waste is estimated to be 12 billion tons per annum, out of which 2 million tons of potato waste is generated in India alone. ICR report on creating wealth from agriculture waste report September 2020. According to Central Institute of Post-Harvest Engineering and Technology study report says 67 million ton food waste is generated every year. And as per report, food wasted is more than national output of countries such as Britain. 80 metric ton, 80 million metric ton of agriculture waste is being wasted due to non-availability of proper composting method. 80 million metric ton of agriculture waste is being wasted due to non-availability of proper composting waste method. Waste to wealth and organic farming, a way forward for employment generation. And we talked on bioenergy supply chain, creating rural network for aggregating the waste, and how mushroom cultivation, it is a way towards self-reliance from agriculture waste and providing nutritional food security. It is a social entrepreneurship and also experience sharing on entrepreneurial journey in secondary agriculture. And the problem involved in this is disposal of agriculture waste, higher carbon emission, and expensive metabolities, and low income for farmers. And we also had it that secondary agriculture related activities are spread over several ministries. And in the central and state governments, it is necessary to have a nodal agency to coordinate all activities. And only government of Karnataka has got a separate department for secondary agriculture. And ICR also has established a new research institute for secondary agriculture at Patna. And way back in 2008, when I was the Deputy Director General NIC, looking at, involved in agriculture informatics, one of my talk has been reported in New Indian Express, May 24, 2018. And that time, I wanted to operationalize agricultural resources information system to map needs of farming community of every farmer, every farm in 2008. If this would have been done in 2008, today with the artificial intelligence, big data analytics, blockchain, Indian agriculture system should have been totally digitalized. We have different priorities and challenges. And I would like to quote what our Honorable Prime Minister said. The agriculture sector of the country, our farmers, and our village is the foundation of self-reliant India. This is what the national webinar series talks about. And whether the government of India talks about the recommendation of the doubling farmers' income by 2022, but this university talks every week through this national webinar series during the last 99 weeks without any stoppage. At 75, the chairman of the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report, Dr. Ashok Dalwai, says at 75, India can share its success with the Green Revolution, and at 100, that is 2047, India should share similarly the income revolution, that is secondary agriculture. According to the synopsis of the guest speaker, the impact of industrial solid waste emanating from animal-based industries on the ecology and the environment is huge, and efforts are made constantly to salvage them. It's a very big statement. However, Prakash Foods and Feed Mills Private Limited has taken this challenge head on and proved victorious and developed a technology of recycling these solid waste for manufacture of protein feed supplement containing protein, fat, calcium, and phosphorus to replace partially soybean meal, digestible crude protein, DCP, and fish in poultry and aqua feeds. This technology is the brainchild of the guest speaker, Dr. Duri V.R. Prakash Rao, a PhD in animal nutrition and worked with UNIDO Vienna as an international consultant on solid waste management. These technologies are paramount importance as a public health phenomenon. Besides being an economic and efficient mode of manufacturing protein feed supplement, this helps to increase the profitability of farmer without any loss of nutrients in the final product. Why can't the 6.25 lakhs villages adopt this technology through 2.25 lakh agri-tech startups, one per each gram panchayat? Prakash Foods has certainly created a new revolution in its domain by creating wealth out of waste. The term offal refers to organ meats of animals, heart, liver, tongue, kidney, sweet breeds, and etc. These organs are nutritious, inexpensive, and most of all delicious. Let us now turn to the address by Dr. Duri V.R. Prakash Rao, President, National Academy of Veterinary Science, India, former international consultant, Animal Feeds, UNIDO Vienna, and Chairman, Prakash Feeds Mills Private Limited, on very important topic, innovation for waste to wealth. Today's topic will motivate and galvanize the participants watching our telecast through facebook.com/Shobhit University India, youtube.com/Shobhit University In, or linkedin.com/company/Shobhit-University for establishing agri-tech startups, that is digital infrastructure, physical and digital infrastructure at Gram Panchayat level, facilitating innovations for waste to wealth, keeping the Prakash Feeds Mills Private Limited as the mentor for these agri-tech startups. Let us unlock opportunities in India at the earliest. Let me introduce the guest speaker to the audience, Mr. Manish. Dr. Duri V.R. Prakash Rao is currently Chairman, Prakash Foods and Feeds Mills Private Limited, Chennai, President of National Academy of Veterinary Science, New Delhi. He is a former international consultant, Animal Feeds, UNIDO, Vienna. Prakash Foods and Feeds Mills is the pioneer in manufacturing protein feed supplement for poultry and aqua feeds. He has an academic career of par excellence with a PhD in animal nutrition. He's developed a technology of manufacturing of animal protein feed supplement from meat and bone offal of the animal-based industries. Capacity for creativity and innovation towards new product development is his biggest strength. His academic excellence, coupled with the business acumen, has graduated the company from a small scale into a large medium-scale company. He received his BSc from Andhra University, BBSc and Animal Husbandry Honours from Orissa University of Agriculture Technology, MBSc from IBRI, and PhD from Central Leather Research Institute, Madras. He has been conferred fellowship from National Academy of Veterinary Science, National Academy of Dairy Science, Animal Nutrition Association, and Indian Poultry Science Association. He is the recipient of Outstanding Achiever Award for his exceptional academic and research contribution by Animal Nutrition Association, IBRI, Uttar Pradesh, Lifetime Achievement Award for Innovation and Technology Development from Times of India 2022, Gaurav Ratna Award 2022, Pashuttan Samrat India, Distinguished Lifelong Achievement Award, Trans World Trade Fair, and National Unity Award by Shri R. Venkatraman, former President of India, and more. He has received, he has have got both an international and national experience in the area of animal nutrition, feed, and technology. And as a head of animal feed operations of Savalas and Company Madras, and worked with the UNIDO Vienna, and he was an international UNIDO consultant for in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, and he was international consultant CFTC London and AEC Paris, and advisor to Jesar Dado Farms Nigeria, President National Academy of Veterinary Science, member National Nutrition Association of India, member Indian Poultry Science Association, member World Poultry Science Association. He has been past membership and position includes many, and also now recently, include as a board of management, Tamil Nadu University of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, and he received a lot of awards. And he instituted awards under the name Dr. DVR Prakash Rao Lifetime Achievement Award in Veterinary Science, annual from National Academy of Veterinary Science, India. He instituted Dr. Prakash Rao Best Researcher Award at Animal Nutrition Association IVR Izzat Nagar, rupees 50,000 rupees alternate year, and gold medal at his alma mater, Orissa University of Agriculture Technology, Bhubaneswar. Dr. Prakash Rao has presented several papers in international conferences and published research papers in leading journals. With this introduction, I would like to invite Dr. Prakash Rao to address National Webinar Series on Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat in Agriculture, to talk on a very important topic, innovation for waste to wealth. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Honorable Chancellor and Vice Chancellor of Shobhit Deemed University, Professor Moni ji, participants in India and abroad. At the outset, I must profusely thank Professor Moni for having given this opportunity of talking to you. And I deem it as a pleasure to address this gathering. I want the slides. Do we have to? Can I write it? Okay. Okay. Take it one. The animal husbandry sector is one of the fastest growing sectors of our economy.
I think your previous slide has got. You can go to the previous slide. It is.
First slide is my heading. That's all. First slide is my heading.
Okay.
This is second. This is the first slide. Yeah. The animal husbandry sector is one of the fastest growing sectors of our economy at a CARG of 8.2% over the past 5 years, on par with manufacturing, and much more in agriculture, which grows at 1.5 to 2%. It's a growth engine employing skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled population of this country. It sustains the livelihood of farmers and becomes a source of income and insurance to any intervals of agricultural failure. I would like to state here that the recorded evidence shows that any farmer who has maintained a few animals along with agriculture has never committed a suicide. Suicides are not possible when he has some farmers, so a farmer has some animals and a poultry to feed him all over the year. The ownership of livestock is more evenly distributed with landless laborers and marginal farmers. Thus, the progress in this sector will result in a more balanced development of rural economy where the land holding is very small. Next slide. India's livestock sector is one of the largest sectors in the world. As for the 20th livestock census, the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying 2019, the total livestock population in India is 534.34 million, consisting of cattle 192.52 million, buffaloes 109.85 million, sheep 74.26 million, goats 148.80 million, pigs 9.06 million, and others 0.85 million. Besides this country has a huge poultry population of 851.8 million. According to the estimates of Central Statistics Office 2019, the value of livestock sector output is around 31.25% of the value output of agriculture and allied sectors. Next slide. The current value contribution of the dairy industry is estimated at 8.5 lakh crores to the national GDP. India is the world's largest milk producer with 22% global production, followed by US, China, Pakistan, and Brazil. The value contribution of milk alone is more than the value contribution of wheat and rice put together to the national GDP. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, while addressing the recent International Summit on Dairy, as well as inaugurating some dairy in Gujarat, has stated this, and he has realized the potential of the animal husbandry activities and created a separate Ministry of Animal Husbandry and Dairying in 2019, headed by a cabinet minister and 2 ministers of states. But yet, the research and education part of it is still under agricultural research, which has to be made a separate council as Indian Council of Veterinary Research, which would help to stimulate the growth of this activity much higher. Today, the contribution of animal husbandry activities in general is around 13 lakh crores to GDP, which can go to 20 lakh crores in a matter of 5 years if this action is taken. The dairy sector has been registering a constant growth of over 6%, resulting in increase in milk production from 10 to 2 million tons. Imagine we're producing 22 million tons in 1970, and today we are producing more than 200 million metric tons. It is estimated that the production of dairy sector would be in excess of 300 million tons by 2025. The second fast growing market is poultry and meat, which is quite impressive with a CAGR of 22%. The poultry industry in India has undergone a paradigm shift in the structure and operations, transforming from a backward activity into a major industry with the presence of large number of integrators. The integrators has contributed very heavily for the growth of the broiler market. Otherwise, today I'm sure the chicken should be costing 300 rupees a kg. The integrators helped with the growth of the broiler industry so heavily. The poultry market is expected to grow at a CAGR of 15.2% during 21 to 26. The egg production in the country is 114 billion per annum, with a growth rate of 6 to 7%. The southern states produce 70% of egg production. The broiler production is 4.3 million metric tons per annum, with a growth rate of around 8 to 10%. Out of this, 60% comes from southern states. Poultry feed production is around 25 million tons, with a growth rate of 6 to 7%. The Indian poultry sector is valued around 2 lakh crores. The buffalo meat sector is around 1.5 million metric tons and is fast growing. There is a lot of demand for mutton and sheep and goat, and the availability is much lower than the requirement. Next. Now let's look into the business opportunities available in the livestock sector. Veterinary pharmaceuticals, vaccines, embryo transfer technology, manufacture of total feeds, feed concentrates, protein feed supplements, protected fat supplements for ruminants, vitamin mineral supplements, nutraceuticals, protein isolates, synthetic amino acids, milk processing plants, high-value dairy products such as cheese, milk products, ghee and lactose, immunostimulants, live yeast, biotechnological products, egg powder, chicken processing units, poultry integrators, diagnostic kits, and poultry equipments. Why I have listed out these things is when I keep addressing the veterinary universities, I tell people don't look for a job immediately after BVSC. Look for what entrepreneurial outlook you can have, and there's a lot of scope today with the industry being so huge for the entrepreneurial development in the livestock sector. The Indian animal feed market was valued at 873.70 billion in 2021. It's a huge market. The animal feed market is expected to grow at a CAGR of 9.6% during 2020 to 2027. I must express to you people that when I have joined this industry in 1971, the total quantity of feed produced in this country was 1 lakh tons per year. whereas today we produce more than 50 million tons per year. You can see the growth what this industry had. Similarly, the per capita consumption of eggs used to be around 7 eggs a year, whereas today it is 92 eggs a year. The significant growth of dairy, poultry, and aqua industries are driving the Indian feed market. Currently, poultry feed holds the majority of the market share. On a regional level, South India currently dominates the feed market. South India is highly developed in the poultry, dairy feed markets, and I think when the rest of the country picks up along with this, I am sure it will be a huge market. The Indian animal health market reached a value of 67.83 billion in 2021. It is expected to grow with a CAGR of 9.52% during 22-27 to reach 114.12 billion by 2027. Thus, the business opportunities in the livestock and poultry industry are plenty for the entrepreneurs to start their careers. India is emerging as a global destination for innovation, incubation, startups, and providing great opportunities. Government of India has come up with exciting programs to support this ecosystem. India ranks third in the startup ecosystem after USA and UK and emerging as a hub for innovation which can trigger social changes and solve the problems faced by the contemporary India. At this time, I should also state that the Honorable Prime Minister's vision for startup ecosystem has been very high, and that is responsible for this growth. Bangalore ranks first in innovation and startup destination in the country. Success rate in startups is around 30% only. Now, coming back to the subject of waste, the dramatic growth in the livestock and poultry population has created a lot of stress on the feed raw materials. The prices of cereals and protein sources are constantly on the increase due to the increased demand. Hence, the animal nutritionist has a constant endeavor to replace the conventional feed raw materials with agro-industrial byproducts or waste products. Now, I would like to add a word about agriculture here. Crop residues, which are the major waste coming out of agriculture, can be processed as a livestock feed. Various methods of processing have been developed, particularly in IVRA and different universities, on utilizing these crop residues. The problem of processing waste or a byproduct is cost of handling and transporting the material. At this stage, I want to point out that crop residues burnt around NCR region, which is becoming a big issue now, can be effectively converted into animal feed to feed the livestock. But the crux of the problem is large-scale handling of the material and small-scale holdings. If these two problems can overcome by different states, I'm sure it's not difficult to find a solution. In my experience over the last 4.5 decades working as a nutritionist in the feed industry, quite a few unconventional raw materials were used in the manufacture of livestock feeds. The feed processing technology always aims at rapidly evolving on how exploitation of mechanical and biological processing can open new vistas for the use of wide variety of raw materials. Now I restrict myself to the innovation and implementation I have done for this company. The recycling of animal byproducts into animal protein is a most modern concept of replacing conventional animal protein and phosphorus sources in poultry and aqua feeds. The animal protein is a critical nutritive requirement for aqua and poultry feeds since it is a rich source of amino acids. The synthetic sources may not be economical if the same amino acids are available in the natural material. At this stage, I must bring to the attention of all the viewers that with my experience of being in UNIDO working on animal feeds, the most limiting nutrient has been animal protein. And because methionine and lysine are supplied basically from animal protein, which are highly essential for the growth of, for the gain in body weight in broilers and egg production layers. And the source of animal protein has been dry fish in this country, which is highly infected and inferior in quality because you compete with human beings for consuming dry fish. Hence, I thought I must come out with an alternate source of protein animal protein for feeding the large poultry population. So I identified this raw material. India is emerging as the largest and fastest growing consumable market in the world due to the dramatic changes in the economic environment and liberalization of the Indian economy. The progressively affluent middle class of over 450 million people have developed a dietary preference for protein foods such as eggs, chicken, meat as compared to cereals. Today, you go to any doctor, he will say eat more protein, less carbohydrate. So that is the pattern now. Because protein, we are all short. This has, because today the requirement of protein is almost about 1 milligram per kg body weight. This has resulted in large quantity of offal from animal-based industries. These solid wastes are highly biodegradable if not utilized immediately and pose great challenges to the ecology and the environment. It is estimated that the offal from the animal-based industries are more than 10 million tons per annum. Thus, the recycling of animal byproducts is a remarkable economic and public health phenomenon. This has prompted me to develop a process technology of utilizing these solid wastes for manufacturing protein feed supplement containing protein, fat, calcium, and phosphorus. The incorporation of this animal protein feed supplement in the feed formulation for poultry and aqua feeds reduces the cost of feed by rupees 300 to 350 per metric ton. This supplement can replace part of soybean meal, dicalcium phosphate, and to some extent supplemental fat, which will reduce the cost of production of feed and in turn increases the profitability of the farmer. The objective is reduce the cost of feed and increase the profitability of the farmer. Prakash Foods and Feed Mills Private Limited was incorporated in 1984 under the leadership of mine as a promoter, chairman, and managing director. The company has started a small scale industry and graduated in medium scale with increased investment and turnover. We are the pioneers in protein technology, catering to the requirements of the poultry industry over the last 35 years. The company always believed in their goal to achieve the needs of the farmer and the feed industry. That's our main target. We have never gone beyond that. The farmer has been my target always because I'm a man from the poultry industry. I spent my lifetime in this industry. So I have been, my efforts always will be in how to reduce the cost of feed, how competitively we can produce animal protein to meet the farmer's requirement. To give an example, today, the cost of animal protein, what we manufacture, is around 37 rupees a kilo, as against any other product like 52 rupees a kilo. Next. Now, what did I do? One of the most challenging areas of processing a waste is to handle the material. And next one is vendor development. How do you collect this material from different areas? Now, when I made a survey, the basic first problem is this material has a moisture of 70 to 75%. And if you want to transport it to one area, you will be paying for carrying water. So my idea was, how do I reduce the moisture? That was the first point before me. So I developed a mixture of citric and phosphoric acids to bring down the pH of the animal meat to acidic level. Immediately on slaughter, the meat is treated with the meat always alkaline pH. From the alkaline pH, once you treat the material immediately, the pH comes down to 4.5 and below. There is no microbial degradation, and the absolutely material becomes normal. In the sense, you will not see any degradation, you will not see any foul smell. But the raw material must be treated in less than 30 minutes after the slaughter to avoid the degradation and to avoid any putrefaction. And then what we do is sun dry this material at this spot to reduce the moisture to a level of 20 to 25%. That means I'm able to reduce the moisture by 50%. The idea is I am not carrying the water because my factories are in Chennai and the raw material is mostly north of India. I collect material from Punjab, from UP, from MP, from Bihar, from Rajasthan. So if I had to pay for carrying water, my cost of production is quite high. Initially, I thought I've been thinking refrigeration facilities and all, but these all these infrastructural make the product so expensive that the farmer doesn't gain any advantage out of this. So I thought a very simple method where I can reduce the moisture level from 75% to 20 to 25%. Then what was the manufacturing technology? And the challenge I had before I go to it, then next was vendor development. The vendor development, the challenge has been what I have done, I have employed unemployed graduates those days. They're all big people today. I have picked up a 200 unemployed graduates all over the states and gave them a fixed remuneration of around 15,000 rupees and then gave them all the facilities to dry the material. Like that, I employed almost around 200 people indirectly those days. I'm talking 1994, 85. These people. And then try to collect the materials from them from different areas. But because India slaughter is very unorganized, it's not an organized slaughtering. So the slaughterhouses are small and no slaughterhouse can produce offal required for a truckload. It will collect at least from 15, 20 slaughterhouses. So for that purpose, I have to develop people in each area, then give them the technology, give them the required infrastructure, and provide them some fixed remuneration, plus also some incentive per ton of material loaded into the lorry. Altogether, put together, they were making around 25, 30,000 rupees. Those days I'm talking. Nowadays it's all very huge. I'm talking of when I've initiated this project. Now, after that, so the vendor problem has been sorted out. The next problem was the manufacturing technology. Basically, the manufacturing technology, sterilization is this is animal use for about 15, 20 years. It has developed a lot of diseases during its life cycle, and I have to make it totally sterile. Sterilization is a predominant factor for nutrient assimilation in the physiological system. The manufacturing technology adopted is a combination of moisture, heat, and pressure without any loss of good protein or amino acids in the final product. The operation consists of heating the animal offal to a temperature of 140 degrees centigrade under 4 bar pressure, at which the cells disrupt, releasing the fat and protein. The meat is composed of 3 protein fractions: sarcoplasmic, myofibrillar, and tissue types. The sarcoplasmic proteins are highly soluble in their native form, and other fractions have insoluble structure. The hydrolysis during the manufacturing breaks down these fractions to increase the sarcoplasmic fraction, which increases the pepsin digestibility of the product. Because what is very important parameter to assess the protein quality is the pepsin digestibility. The pepsin digestibility, normally you take like a soybean protein, it's around 90-92%. Animal protein, where you have the calcium and phosphorus, if it is around 89-90%, it's great. So my objective was to bring down the pepsin digestibility to a level of 90%. So the working pressure, the meat particle size, and the processing time are the important parameters to be looked into in this technology. Yeah, next slide. Thermal process plays an important role in achieving optimum process conditions. The large thermal driving force between the rendering vessel and the meat mass is an essential factor. The agitation of meat mass contributes to the efficient heat transfer to the mass. The cooking happens in a double-jacketed stainless steel vessel. I have taken a double-jacketed stainless steel vessel in which the steam circulates in the outer jacket and the raw material is inside the inner jacket with an agitator, and the material should be agitated by an agitator. Now, this agitation helps for a uniform distribution of the material and sterilization. Since sterilization is not by direct heat, the nutrient values are not destroyed. Thus, the protein supplement manufactured is totally free from all pathogenic microorganisms such as E. coli, Salmonella, Clostridium, Staphylococcus, and Enterobacteria. Now, I have also established a most modern quality control laboratories both for chemical analysis as well as for microbiological estimates. Pepsin digestibility, as I told you, is the main indicator of protein digestibility using an enzyme called pepsin at a concentration of 0.2%. Now the digestibility of the product I manufacture is around 90%. The company has set up the most modern, sophisticated, state-of-art protein recovery plant in the year 1994 to manufacture high-quality, multi-nutrient poultry feed supplement under the brand name Bio A Pro. The company has two manufacturing units. One is in Kanchipuram and another is in Sholavaram in Tamil Nadu. And the company also exports to UAE. Now, the development of concept or technology is a perception, and the entrepreneurial venture is a reality. This is what I always tell people. In fact, in many addresses, I say, well, we all develop a patent. For a patent, we develop a technology. That's a perception. Then converting this technology into a commerciality is an entrepreneurial venture. That's a reality. I mean, what are the factors which should be studied whenever a pilot study, whenever the technology is developed? Is the convergence of technology with commercialization. That's why I use the word convergence. The convergence of technology with commercialization is possible only when a pilot study is made in the following areas: the cost of technology and the relevance of the technology in the present economic conditions of the country, and the technology backing versus government policy, then marketing cost of the product, and seed capital assistance and startup capital. At this stage, I must tell you that I have when I have started this industry as a first generation entrepreneur in 1984, there was no support from any organization to give an equity. See, all the startup capitals have come now, thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister. It all started very much in these years. But before that, capital, when I went first to banks said, you are a scientist, go for a job. Why do you want to start an industry? This is the attitude of all the banks. Because they all felt that if a person gets more qualified, he is not fit for business. That was the attitude of the banking community. Finally, I could manage to get a capital from a seed capital, a small capital from IDBI, 1 lakh rupees. But then when I went for an expansion, Technology Development and Development Company of India gave me 1.5 crores as a part of equity and convertible loan. But later on, I bought back the entire equity of 1.5 crores from them, paying them a premium for another 1.5 crores. So I bought it back I bought back my shares of 3 crores, because now I paid up capital of 10 crores for the company. Now I would request them to project. I want to show my factory. Can I request to show my plant, please? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to add 3 points on the video you have seen. This is my Kanchipuram factory. I have another factory like this in Sholavaram. And this factory is around 8 acres of land with 1 lakh square feet built up area. And there are 2 stainless steel cookers, 2 production lines. The capacity of each cooker is 10,000 liters, which means it can take around 7,000 kilos of material at one time. So we process around 2,000 tons per month in this plant. So we collect almost my requirement of raw material on a wet basis. If you take, I process around 35 to 40,000 tons of offal per month. 35 to 40,000 tons per month is the offal I pick up from different parts of the country. Now, the vapor that you see is the odor neutralizer. The odor neutralizer, because meat has a smell. Processing of when you cook meat, the smell is quite high. To reduce that, to minimize the smell, we add water neutralizers. We bring water neutralizers in a vaporized form through pipelines all over the factory, so that there's no smell while working. I mean, this is in the welfare of the workers and the it comes under social welfare objective. We spend a lot of money on this technology. Of course, we borrowed this technology from one of our friends in US. So we put the liquid, then it have a motor, then vaporize it and process through lines all over the factory. So there's no smell while working. So this unit works all through, all over 24 hours work the plant, 24 hours the vaporizer has to work. So this is the odor neutralizer that you are seeing where the vapor is coming. The stainless steel cookers, the bulk raw material is handled in bulk because you can't bag this material. Some material is bagged for want of space. Otherwise, most of the raw material is in the bulk. And these are the areas. So we are the market leaders in the product today. We don't have much of people who make this kind of a product because it requires a lot of investment and people really don't. Today we have grown quite big. You have seen like this, with 2 factories like this. And we did very well in making. Our ambition is to collect around 60 to 70,000 tons of material in the next 1 or 2 years time of processing. That's what it is. So this is on the reality of the factory. Then I thought I list out a few areas in entrepreneurship, since I have been a first generation entrepreneur. A scientist turned entrepreneur, that is the difficulty. A scientist's outlook is totally different from that of an entrepreneur. The wavelengths are totally different. So I have to compromise in some areas. That's why I said, what is entrepreneurship? The process of designing, launching, and running a successful business is entrepreneurship. The business, whatever you do, should be successful. You must be able to pay your staff. You must be able to pay your banker. You must be able to price properly in the market. You must be able to collect the money in the market and ultimately make a profit. So that is the designing, launching, and running of a successful business. But any one segment you lack, you fail. In fact, the success rate in first generation entrepreneurs is 30%. Startups. Now, why become an entrepreneur? It's quite challenging, but why? Self-employment, generation of wealth, providing employment to others, contribution of GDP to the country and to the economic development. Entrepreneurial career is quite challenging, at the same time quite interesting, and a bit of a skill world. But if you are able to if you have the ability to stretch your imagination. In fact, I always tell people in my meetings, the scientist's ability to stretch imagination is very high. Only thing is you must come down to realities from the glass house and start thinking. Otherwise, and definitely because you imagine so much, otherwise you can't do research at all. So I always felt a scientist's acumen is very high and his ability to stretch imagination is very high. But only problem is we have to come down to realities and start stretching imagination from the lower level. From that level, if you stretch your imagination, I'm sure scientists should turn as very good entrepreneurs. Then what are the qualities of a successful entrepreneur? 1, creativity. 2, vision. 3, ambition to think big and dream big. 4, self-confidence, not overconfidence. But again, underlines your self-confidence, not overconfidence. courage to face uncertainties, then interpersonal skills, technical skills, financial skills, and moderate risk-taking ability. These are the qualities of successful entrepreneur. I will come to an end. My career as a working professional and as an entrepreneur has been highly enriching. I count every good and bad experience as a source of learning. My biggest learning is staying ahead and being futuristic in all the areas I am working, which will benefit my customers. Innovation and creativity should be a crux of everything we do. I strongly believe entrepreneur should always believe in his dream and sketch out a plan to translate into reality. This is how the entrepreneur has to work. And I again extend my, I'm very grateful.
Can you move to the previous slide?
Previous slide.
That's it. I think this, can you spend some more time on that? This is it is the real crux of the issues which you brought it out. So, so please treat this slide is different than the other slides which you talked about it. It will be very nice that.
This
Because
slide.
because today you said it very clearly that 30% of the startups only seems to be successful. And, and there you also, from your experience when there was no startup terminology on those days, and with your vast experience international level, and you found out that how to utilize the waste to get into wealth, and it is a prime example, not only example, prime example. And but I don't know whether the government and the bureaucrats and the technocrats and the scientists have learned any lessons from this type of things. That but your journey of more than 30 years in this direction, it is now come out with, when everybody talks about startups, and only 30% with all the facilities. But when you started, you clearly said it that there is no, there was no thinking by the government. But today your prime minister talks about this, and all policy shift, paradigm shift, and every nook and corner of a policy maker talks about startups. But you also said it that let them come out. Somebody has to come out from the glass house. Think about the reality. I think these parameters are very important. What is entrepreneurship? Why become an entrepreneur? It is not a status symbol. And then qualities of a successful entrepreneur. I think my request will be that please spend some more time to attract rural students to get into this area where you started in a big manner. Today you have given, you need raw materials of 60 to 70,000 tons, per month or per month. Per month. So put it that to 28 states. How to go about it? This is, we have to create a huge human resources. And and I think today's webinar has really achieved by requesting you, bringing you, and having your exceptional talk, address, presentation, and your factory, which is an inspiring aspect. And it is and it has to become like a documentary movie to be made in every village cinema theater. And those days, today is a YouTube and so on and so forth. And my request will be that can you give some examples, and with your vast experience, how we should go about it, because this is the the basic principles in which we have to initiate lot of startups in the animal waste to get into wealth. And I would like to walk along with you with respect to these three categories. Over to you, sir.
Sir, when I came back from United Nations, in fact, I think if I have to be very frank about it, I am an accidental entrepreneur. I am not basically, please appreciate, I'm a scientist and I was United Nations. So when I came back to this country, my biggest problem was I could not think of a job that suits my requirements. Having been in a higher level, and then India was not, those days things have changed a lot in India. I'm talking of 84. 84, you know what this country was. We all must be contemporaries. You know what this country was. So I thought I should do something on my own. That was my objective when I came back. Then question was, a person like me should go into a high-tech industry, not a general industry. See, one more advantage what happens when you go for a technology-based industry, your success, even if you succeed in technology-based industry, your profit margins are better, you have less competition, and you will be able to project yourself, your convert your professional knowledge into an industry. That gives a much better satisfaction. That is where the word creativity comes in. So, with my experience, I identified that animal protein is definitely a critical raw material for this feed industry for the next 50, 60, 100 years. You can never replace it. So, it has to, and India, our poultry, with the kind of population we have, we are the human food chain. We are a part of the human food chain. Animal husbandry sector actually is a part of human food chain. That is what we produce: milk, meat, eggs, chicken. With 1.4 billion people, and with the purchasing power and living standards increasing, everybody wants to eat these products, not eat rice. So although there has not been much of increase in the production of wheat and rice, still your godowns are full. But not even today. We require more milk, we require more eggs, we require more chicken. We are still short. So the idea was, how do I when I decide, when I identification of product is very important. That is what creativity, I said. Creativity and vision go hand. Vision is the projection. The requirement of this product is so high. I mean, it is a product of a very big nature. It is not a highly, not a very small area. So a very, very wide area is open before you. You've got a huge poultry population. You've got a huge human population to feed from these products. Now, next question. And when I started, I would take my own example. When I started very small. I took a factory on lease and started manufacturing mineral mixtures for poultry and cattle, because I didn't have the capital. When this unit has to be established, my capital requirement was 5 crores in 1984. So I could not think of, nobody was willing to give me money, 5 crores as a loan, because I'm a scientist. Scientists are not good businessmen. This is a general impression amongst people. In fact, I met one bank manager who told me that highly qualified people, they don't know whether they're spending bank's money, customers' money, or creditors' money, or whose money. They ultimately end up in a loss. This is what exactly he told me. So, Dr. Prakash, I can't give you any money. I suggest a highly qualified man like you become a professor in some university and be happy with that. So, so that was the outlook of this country at the time was. So I thought I should do something. So I've taken this small Sikh pharma unit, started making mineral supplements. Then in 1984, by 86, I have built up some revenues. I had a capital of almost around 20 lakhs of my own, and my reserves are around 20 lakhs. 40 lakhs I had. Then I went to fortunately, I met this managing director of Technology Development Information Company of India, one Mr. Malhotra. I remember him. I met him in aircraft. Actually, I was traveling next to each other. This is a destiny, of course. Again, an element of luck is always required. We're traveling in the aircraft together. I sold this concept to him in the aircraft. Then he said, "Why don't you come to Bangalore and meet me?" So I went to his office was in Bangalore. I went to Bangalore, met him. Then and presented the whole project to him. Then he said, "You must come and meet my board and present the project to the board." Then I presented the project to the board. The board has agreed to give me one. I told them I require 1 crore as the equity. Because I require TDIC, I mean, the State Bank of India was willing to give me 3 crores if I bring an equity of 2 crores. My 5 crores is my requirement. I had some 50 lakhs of my reserves and this thing put together. But he said, when your own contributes 50 lakhs, we cannot give you more than 50 lakhs. Because we don't want to buy your company. We want to give you 60-40. You should own 60, at least 51, I'll own 49. Finally, I convinced him 50 lakhs give me as a equity and 50 lakhs as a convertible loan, which he has agreed, with an option that he will have a chance to go public if in case I am not able to buy his company or his equity at his premium. The option is given to the organization to go public and now sell my shares. That was the chance I've taken. And then State Bank of India, I convinced them for 3.5 crore loan. I got finally 5 crores. The first phase I have gone into for manufacture of this product. That is what I'm saying, financial skills. You must have financial skills. Technical skills, of course, are our own, the assets of any scientist. And courage to face uncertainties. Yes. And then I have to market this product. It's a new product. So I have adopted a lot of commercial farms, particularly in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. South was my forte. So I knew South very well market. So I have taken Tamil Nadu some farms, I have taken Karnataka some farms, I have taken Andhra some farms, then put my product, made it commercially viable, proved to veterinary doctors. I took some short courses for the veterinary doctors. I did a lot of selling work in the first 4 or 5 years. Now I don't do anything. First 4 or 5 years. Now to sell my concept, I will call it as a concept selling. To sell my concept, I've done it. And it was fortunately very successful. And today I'm doing very well, I should say. Today, I mean, I can probably very confident of what we're doing, and we're planning of a very big organization. Today I employ almost about 350 people. I got 2 factories, 350 employees I have. I have salary bill of around 30-40 crores. So it's all a big situation today. But started from scratch, first generation man.
So thank you very much. And I think you can, if you have finished it, you can go to the last slide, because when you were showing the last slide, I interrupted you. So
I only said that career as a working professional. What is it? When I look back and see that now 38 years I've been an entrepreneur. My career as a working professional and entrepreneur has been highly enriching. I count every good and bad experience as a source of learning. My biggest learning is staying ahead and being futuristic in all the areas. This is very important. My biggest learning is staying ahead and being futuristic in all the areas I'm working, which will benefit my customers. Innovation and creativity. These are the 2 watchwords always, should be a crux of everything we do. I strongly believe an entrepreneur should always believe in his dream and sketch out a plan to translate it into a reality. Thank you very much. I know.
Thank you very much. And it is a dream, and sketch the dream properly and make it reality. That is very important. And your 1 hour talk, it was fantastic. And it is it is there is one query. I think there is one message has come. Prince Moore, very beautiful. That's what I think. And Mr. Bipin Kumar Gupta, just 1 minute. I have to capture these screens. Mr. Manish, don't make it disappear. And I have to capture it. Just 1 minute. Next one. Multifaceted contribution to the GDP. It's very important. And I think besides the environment, which must not have been taken into consideration of economic contribution, you can give your opinion. Mr. Vipin Kumar Gupta is talking about it. Dr. Rao.
We have definitely helped the environment. You see, the entire objective is to help the environment and generate revenue generation. We have helped the environment a lot because we are removing so much of waste into processing, and the waste is converted into a value-added commodity and to satisfy the protein requirements of the poultry and the aqua. And those 2 objectives we have achieved. Yes.
And it is I'm very happy that
I must
the
thank you personally for giving this opportunity to me, Professor Moni. You have given me an excellent opportunity to talk to so many people, and my heartfelt thanks for you for this.
no, let me summarize that what we discussed it, because that is more important.
Yeah,
And
please.
that Dr. Rao, I think it is very important that today's our talk a big lessons to the present day, the dreamers to become an entrepreneur. And today they have got every steps, every aspect, every opportunities. But the problem is that are they in a position to convert the challenges into potentials? And you came from international, worked in international organization and vast experience. When you came down to India, and you can't fit into any jacket,
That was
because
a
the
problem.
jacket doesn't give you the requirement. Because in the India we had see that one size fits for all. The solutions we worked, one size fits for all. And but you decided that let me stitch my own jacket. And your talk, you come out very clearly with your, in a transparent manner, without any hesitation. I'm able to see all happiness on your face. And both of us are in a from the contemporary in nature. And you have taken the challenge by work, after working in, you know United Nations. But I was given an opportunity to work for computerization from bottom up process. So as an IITian, and when I was given an opportunity, I was the project leader for about 512 districts computerization on those days in 85, 86.
Excellent.
I was given two 6-letter word by my organization, DISNIC, District Information System of NIC. My boss called me, Director General Dr. Shekhar. He said that, Moni, you know, you, a 6-letter word has been given. You are supposed to give soul, meat, fat, everything. And I took, and that time I was associated with the former finance minister, Shri Vishwanath Pratap Singh, as principal systems analyst to the then finance minister. So I took this challenge, and then I took Kerala state as a model and went to every district how computerization can be introduced. And that time the Communist Party was ruling. Many people said that there is a state is being ruled by Communist Party. You can see me whether I am fit into your category, that the list which you put in. So that I can also be satisfied that
Sure.
I was something like a live
In
fish
the-
against
in
the
the-
stream of the water. I was never been a dead fish to go along with the water. And I faced challenges within the organization and outside the organization. But that's why one magazine, e-governance magazine, said it that he is an e-pioneer, met challenges, and still worked for a long-term, outcome, with a strong vision, with a mission. And then many people said it. Why did you take Kerala to study? I told him that successful national successful project were always initiated from Kerala, be it literacy project or family planning, and Kerala was successful. So I thought that this is for a knowledge economy. Let me see that. Doesn't matter whether it is ruled by Communist Party or not. I went to every district, Padayatra. I was received with the black flag, some of the districts.
Hmm.
Those days, nowadays, our Prime Minister has go back Modi from Kerala or even from Tamil Nadu. And those days, now the situation has got changed. I was also go back Moni. The difference is only for one letter, MODI and MONI. And then I have documented. I have initiated the discussion with the state level officials. One is that what information comes from the district level officials to the state government, and from state government to central government. Let us have an information, digitization for information exchange. I received a call from the then Industries Minister, Mrs. Gauri Amma. It seems that one official from Planning Commission, at that time NIC was with the Planning Commission, is discussing with computerization of the officials. We have taken a different decision. Unless we take a call on this official should be asked to go back to Delhi. But at that time, there was national games. The government was conducting a national games. We established a MIDI computer in Kaltron complex in Vellayampalam. And the director was Mr. Gigi Thompson. Later, he retired as the Chief Secretary to the Government of Kerala. The Sports Minister, Mr. Neela Loginda Dasan Adar, came to me. They wanted to use this network, but this is a situation. I was told that it seems that I have been asked to go back and no more discussion, but it seems that the file has gone to AKG Center for decision making. AK Gopalan is a senior, former senior communist leader.
Known man.
And then I thought that it may be a coma. I will go back to Delhi. But next day meeting was a turnaround. It is a steering committee meeting of this national sports, where the former chief minister, Mr. Karnakaran, was the signature. During his period, MOU was signed between National Informatics Center and Government of Kerala to introduce computerization. And Mr. E.K. Nayanar was the chief minister. And they took a decision that, okay, let us use the network for the national games, and the decision can be taken later. After the national games is over, the chief minister of the Kerala took a decision in the first district collectors conference. Since this program is a central government scheme, it goes to different throughout the country, and government of Kerala also should take the benefit of the national games, national scheme, and hence we cannot stop it. That was the decision of Mr. E.K. Nayanar. Next day, the newspaper put it, Communist Party doesn't want computerization, but the chief minister wants computerization. He said, if there is any budget to be spent from the state government, we'll take a different call. But it is a national scheme. That is the spirit. Today, many national schemes do not even go below district level. Different regional parties. The reason for conducting this webinar series is that many district level officers don't know even the recommendation of the Dublin Farmers Committee report, even after 4 years. As a farmer technocrat, a man who was associated with the Dublin Farmers Income, I thought that it is my responsibility. Honorable Prime Minister said now this year that Panchupran, I thought it is a responsibility of the farmer technocrat to spread this recommendation through this national webinar. I took COVID-19 as a better situation. Sitting at the home and internet connectivity, university label, farmer DGNIC, and Professor Emeritus as chairman of the Center of Excellence. Started with my fingers crossed. Today is the 99th edition.
Very nice.
And the other Saturday program is 97th edition. And both NRIs and experts from India, they talk about every week a topic for relevance in the agriculture sector. And today it's being watched like anything. I'm very happy that Dr. Rao, and 95, after, and that time there was no technology. I brought out 28 sectoral database development program. And people used to say that look like World Bank report, because Indians never accept Indians' contribution, say that if anything is good, it would have come from World Bank. And even now the situation is not changed. And and then I was asked to present this report in the 5 district collectors conference, which were held during Mr. Rajiv Gandhi's period: Jaipur, Bhopal, Hyderabad, Coimbatore, and Imphal. And then the 28 sectoral database development program and 1 village level information system was proposed, was written document, parameters. And we have what technology? D-based technology. There is no AI technology, big data analytics, and so on and so forth, the slow speed internet. And we made our journey for informatics revolution in the district level. I'm still alive. Then when I would have traveled more than 400 districts, I was able to see the rural districts. And I thought that IT in agriculture is a must. So between 87 to 95, this realization has come to me. And then we thought that, and I read the Rio 8 Summit recommendation, 92, and chapter 10, Agenda 21. It talked about information system for sustainable agriculture and rural development. So at that time, I was given a national, responsibility of building IT system for agriculture sector. So I had the first conference in Vigyan Bhavan in May 21, and 1995. And that conference came out with a blueprint for IT in agriculture, 15 informatics network. And with that, I was able to bring in an IT revolution in agriculture sector, even before National E-Governance Plan, which came by which was introduced by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology only in 2005. And then you talked about animal husbandry sector, and you also said it, animal health sector is a huge opportunity. You talked about that. And I put it, animal production and health informatics network first blueprint in 1999 January. I put up the proposal to the ministry. I presented in Veterinary Council of India, 99, animal production and health informatics network.
Excellent.
And then 2000 I put up an agricultural information system network, AgriSnet, with the 10,000 nodes in 2000 January to the Minister of Agriculture. Later they approved, and it was approved in 2008 for AgriSnet, but it is diluted. They give money to the state government. The spirit was not undertaken. If EK Nayanar would not have taken a decision on that time, today Kerala ITs would not have developed like this. So Moni and Mr. EK Nayanar are the historical factor with respect to IT development in Kerala, NIC, and Mr. Moni and Mr. EK Nayanar. And then 95 IT blueprint in agriculture. I thought that as a person who was born and brought up in rural India, had a rural education, the government has given an opportunity to promote rural India through technology. And being an IITian, I should bring technology back to the rural area. That was my mission with vision, not vision with mission. And then I had opportunities. Even my one DG opposed the 15 informatics network. And he refused to send the recommendation of the conference, ISDA 95, to state governments at that time. Fisheries Informatics Network, and many such network in agriculture marketing information network, AMPARNet. They were first operationalized with 3,500 wholesale mandis were networked from 99 to 2008. Scheme was developed in my room. And this is how I was able to see the informatics revolution in the country. And I'm being, regarded as a father of agricultural informatics. I'm very happy about that. Then 2008, when we had a Mumbai attack, and the whole fishing vessels registration was done by National Informatics Center, NIC Kerala Center. And now today, all the 2.5 lakh fishing vessels have been totally computerized. It has become like a defense object being used by Navy, Coast Guard, and Lighthouse, and Directorate of Lighthouse and Shipping as a movement, and so on and so forth. Each fishing vessel was given a registration number like a motor vehicle registration number. And then 2008, we once again said that fisheries informatics network is very important. 22,000 fisheries, cooperative society, perishable commodity, and it is not a value chain. 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative societies, everybody is looking for loan and loan waiver, no value chain. And then, during 2010, major project of National Animal Disease Reporting System, NADRS, I was involved in operationalization, networking 7,032 locations in the country. We wanted to bring it But unfortunately, after my retirement, the project was not given that importance. And now a lot of efforts are going on. That's why in the webinar series, I requested the Animal Husbandry Commissioner, Dr. Praveen Malik, to talk on NADRS 2012 and beyond. And then an visiting fellow associated with the principal scientific advisor to the government of India on, they are working with the digital architecture for, animal health. And I tell you that please look into what I have contributed, what is being done, and operationalize the 7 recommendation of the Doubling Farmers Income Committee reports recommendation, total digitalization of agriculture system, 7 mission mode programs. This can facilitate 14.5 crore operational holders, and you are given a lot of statistics, opportunities, and it's knocking the door of India. And we can have at Gram Panchayat level one agri-tech startup in every subsector of agriculture and allied sector, convert our engineering students, and also agriculture science background, rural youths, which you did it. You said it, that we have an unemployed, agriculture graduates, rural graduates, you converted them as an entrepreneur. And that time, by paying 15,000 rupees, I salute you, sir. And that time, you are a visionary. And then, that's how, when that was done, and when I retired as Director General in 2013 May, the Honorable Chancellor, and that time was a Pro Chancellor, they invited me to join as a Professor Emeritus and to establish centers of excellence to promote technology. 2005, I wrote an article, Rural India to Shine, Smile, and Roar, based on the projects which I initiated. Rural technology, digital technology for rural development, agriculture, rural development. And that was still at my back of my idea, that I was able to give sketch to my dream, and I was able to make it as a reality, as an one moving engine, going through with optimism. And I always used to say the scientist cannot work with the pessimistic views. He always has to work with optimistic view. Doesn't matter whether
Yes.
it's going to be successful or not.
Yes.
And that's how I was quite impressed by the way in which you are able to take a journey, and it is very important. And then, COVID situation came, and I thought that, the 2 webinar series, I should do that, and what I have it, let me propagate it. And that's why I put it 2 hours journey, 2 hours talk, and 1+1. And this will be taken by all the research scholars, startups, NGOs, even policy makers. And this type of, thanks to internet connectivity available now, and without any disturbance. So I thought that let it make it. Now all this talk is available in the university website. It's available at all time. And we are also going to bring out publications, and many people who experts who talked in this webinar series, they signed an MOU with the university to work further for entrepreneurial development programs for rural youth. So my request is that, with your vast experience, what you've done it, how to generate a mini complex of your that Prakash Fits Private Limited in every state, and also that bring in economic activity. And the consumption pattern has got completely changed, and people are preferring a lot of egg, meat, animal protein, and so on and so forth. And opportunities are more. And you also said it, that we have more cattle population, and all milk goes as a raw material. Only 33% of the it is a dairy sector has become organized through Amul pattern. 66% is an unorganized sector. That itself is 3 to 4 lakh crores per annum. And how to bring in these perishable commodities and even agriculture waste? It is amounting to $19 billion worth every annum. So how to create it? And both from the plant and both from the animal, from livestock, and also from the that soil health, animal health, and plant health, human health. These are all interlinked. So this is where the seven mission mode program of doubling farmers' income is very important. I have been talking every week and in a continuous manner, and hope that the 6,500 development block officers are listening. They don't know what is really happening. They are all verticals, and they are not development entrepreneurs. They are blocking officers. They are development blocking officers, and unless they know the farmer, how they will promote farming sector. And this is where that technology adoption is very important. Generation of producing human resources among the rural people is very important. We have launched MTech in agricultural informatics. Is a new discipline, first university in the world to train agricultural science graduates, engineering students, and postgraduate students through IT in agriculture. I will send you the brochure. We needed to convert them. And then PG diploma, MBA in agribusiness management. Every district we would like to have an MBA person on agriculture value chain, one digitally enabled value chain per district, one commodity. And then agriculture resources information system and micro level planning for smart village. And then making everything available to the farmer at doorstep. And then take care of institutional factors, social economic factor, and also that this is financial factor, and infrastructure factors, and this is put together. I thought that digital transformation will take place in agriculture through digitalization, and
Sir,
then we also have to create digital transformation and innovation ecosystem in agriculture sector. What you did is an innovation, and this ecosystem through innovation management standards, ISO 56002, which has been released in 2019. So there are all opportunities. Today you have opened a lot of opportunities and potentials, and by training the rural youth, we can make this sector which you have put it. You can create many number of Prakash Rao.
thank you, sir.
With the Prakash.
Recently,
Prakash, light.
I was interviewed last week by Times Now channel on the same subject for 40 minutes. The anchor
Very
has
nice. I was also impressed by your article, which was published in Times of India, I think in the month of September. Immediately I contacted. I also met you in the month of, I think, August in Pusa, in one of the conference, where I was chairing a session on startups in animal health sector. And I met you, and I was quite impressed. That's why I immediately requested you to participate, and you are so generous.
Thank you very much.
Participate, and
My-
I have been educated today, even though both of us have part of the journey in our own way, but this two journey has to it cannot be a parallel line of a railway line. It has to meet. And I would like to hear from you how both of us can work together in the university to spread the innovation for waste to wealth through appropriate skill and entrepreneurial development programs. Over to you, then I will close the webinar.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity given to me, and I'm always here to do anything what you require. Any assistance if I can be, I'll be very happy to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And with this, I would like to thank our guest speaker, Dr. Duvri V.R. Prakash Rao, the promoter chairman of the Prakash Food and Feeds Private Limited, Chennai, and the president of Indian Veterinary Science Association, and Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and faculty members, and the participants for participating in this very important national webinar series and doubling farmers' income by 2022. Innovation for waste to wealth is very important. And let us generate enough employment opportunity and also wealth for the farmers in the rural area through this important program, which has been strengthened by continuous effort, research by Dr. Prakash Rao in his 2 factories established at Sholavaram and Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu. So thank you very much. And with this, I will close the webinar and leave the studio. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.